Yo, what's going on out there? Justice7 here, back again from the OGC, and today we are discussing, breaking down in full, effective content, all right? I want to really highlight to you the wrong way of going about it, the reasons we're even making content, and give you some specifics on how you can go ahead and tweak your content to do it the right way, okay? So today, like I said, this was a live we did straight from my Facebook group called Original Chapters Marketing over on Facebook there. If you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and subscribe here right on this channel so you can get tuned into all the great videos we have for you already in the past and coming out. So let's go ahead and get right to it. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and talk now. Save our content, right? Effective strategy. How are we going to save our content and make sure we're moving forward, doing exactly what we need in order for people to now see our content and have it be actually most effective to really make a difference in our business, right? All right, so with that being said, let's talk about content at a high level purpose here, okay? So content at a high level, right? Really, it's just main pieces you should be just thinking of why. Keep this in the back of your mind every time you're posting, every time you're writing out your posts in general. It should be doing these three things, right? It should be, for one, building your authority, right? And that can be done, obviously, just building your authority by what you're actually writing about, not just writing about junk, right? Actually writing some stuff that's actually making a difference and actually standing out. You know, if you can be a little creative, like mix it up, you know, just, we're going to talk about some things in general, but just building authority, right? Also building trust, right? Content just, it's meant to build trust with your audience, right? They're finding out now, okay, they're learning from someone who now is actually is kind of knowledgeable in what they're talking about. So right now we're talking about that know, like, and trust a lot, right? Even last week we talked about that, how it affects your offer, right? So now that's a big way to help improve that trust factor, right? Obviously it's helping out in the know and like, but as you consistently deliver, it's going to help out with that trust factor. And now when it comes down to the offer later on and actually closing sales in the future, this is a big, plays a large role here. You can't underestimate that, all right? Now, next up, increase overall branding, right? So this is really, our content is meant to really just get ourselves out there. If you think of anyone in any niche, any industry, it's made so that they can actually improve their overall branding, right? That's why they're putting out content. That's why they're making YouTube videos, TikTok videos. That's why you're working your Facebook profile, right? So you can actually grow that branding that way, okay? So now, content long-term, right? Content long-term game, most importantly. You'll see I put just one piece here, right? Because at the end of the day, to me, this is the biggest piece. I just wanted to make this here. Like, let's leave a slide for this alone. It brings targeted leads directly into your business. All right. So I think that cannot be understated, right? So just make sure that this is in the mind, and this is going to help give you some clarity when you're walking through now and actually looking to write content, and it's going to help you be very much more intentional. We're going to talk about that intentionality a lot more here too. So really, let's talk content. Why the struggle? Right? Why are people struggling with content, right? Maybe they just don't like writing content. You know, that's understandable too, right? I'm not a writer myself like that. You know, maybe the most writing I've done was maybe writing some music. You know, you probably see the guitars back there. I like to write some music, but as far as actually writing, I'm no blogger. Like, I'm not trying to be an affiliate marketer so I can start a blog. That was never my goal. It still really isn't my goal either, but not to hate on anything like that, but really just maybe that just might be a reason why you're struggling with content, right? Don't have time to write. So maybe when I kind of hear that, I think even more so like you're not setting the right time aside to write, and also maybe you're taking too long to write. I think that you can take about 15 minutes to get a post done, 15 to 30 minutes to get a post done, and you can be all set with that there. So if you just really have the right kind of way to go about it, now you can knock that limit, right? That limiting belief out of the way and actually have success on that end, right? And then next up, don't know what to write about or have writer's block. Right, that's another thing we run into, right? What the heck am I supposed to write about, right? How do I even get a good piece of content out when I don't know what the heck to write about here? So we're going to talk about some little things to fix that as well, and lacking consistency on your platform, right? When you're lacking consistency in what you're actually, with your content strategy and not really getting out there day after day, and it doesn't have to be day after day. You can even see people who are blowing up on YouTube, right? We're talking a lot about Facebook. But if you're on YouTube, you have to at least, right, be putting out videos 3 times a week. Like, if that's what you're doing in the past, that's what your audience is expecting. So at least give them some kind of consistency, right? Even if it's 2 times a week, at least that's what they're expecting. And if you stay consistent with that, it's going to help you so much more long term, right? I always say it's better to post 3 times a week for a year than to post 7 times a week for a month and then give up because you ran out of steam. All right, so lacking consistency, right? That's another key piece right there. All right, so how can we fix this, right? How can we fix this here? Another idea right here: screenshot other content that you like for reference, right? That can really help the writer's block side of things when you go to sit down. Maybe I'd recommend taking some time, on a Saturday, Sunday, whenever you can, just an hour, maybe an hour or two if you can. And I'm telling throughout, 7 days in a week. I can't do the math on how many hours are in a week, but 2 hours of it. Right, sit down there. That leads into the batching content. If you're batching your content, just taking 2 hours of your day to really sit down, write some content out, and really focus on it. Now you can use that, and you have all your work done for the rest of the week, right? And really, people take this to the next level where you can even do this. Write your content for the next month. You see people doing workshops on, write content and for the next year. I'll leave that kind of stuff to you guys, but I really think that at least, let's just focus on. You don't have to think that long term. Let's focus on at least, this week, this month. You don't have to think beyond that if you ask me, because things are always going to be growing and changing. So, but if you screenshot other people's content that you like, now when you go and sit down, it's going to help you to actually have some ideas so that I can kind of really now not have to deal with that writer's block so much, right? And you actually sit down there and kind of see, all right, I liked what this kind of said about that. We're not taking it to, steal their copy here, right? We're not doing this to plagiarize. We're doing this just to now get some ideas. Maybe even if you see something cool that a Grant Cardone said, and now you're like, what? I want to save this link so I can go back and kind of maybe write something about this because this is a powerful topic. Just doing things like that there is going to help you out so much, right? So now following a content framework to help inspire you. I use this almost every time I'm writing a post, where really I have a piece where it just takes me down a path. So I kind of know where I'm starting, and I go through. Once again, you have to be addressing problems in your post, right? We're talking a lot, really ways to fix this. We're going to talk about this in the next 2 slides too. But there's a difference between just writing content and writing effective content, right? So really, I want to get this here for people who are especially struggling to even get your content going, because that's the most important thing. Once you get it going, now you can really fine tune, right? Don't think a year ahead. Let's just focus on this week and go from there on. It's going to make you that much better for you, all right? Now, so also another tip here, follow a topic for the week, right? Sometimes if you just want to, you're having a tough time thinking of something to write about, just think of a topic, the week before. Maybe you can think of a couple different topics for the next 4 weeks. Now, each week you can just go in and have, some kind of clarity on what you're going to even write about. You're talking about this topic, so maybe just break it down to 4 different pieces, and now you have 4 posts for the week on that topic, right? So, powerful way. And another thing, this call to actions. I put that there because that's really talking more so how to actually write that much more effective content. Okay, so let's jump to this next one because I think this is going to help a lot too here. So the wrong way, right? The wrong way to kind of do content. So if you see, excuse the poor diagram, but this is supposed to be, what do you call it? Seesaw, weight, whatever you want to call it here. Let's just look at the bottom, right? So right now, if your content lacks direction, right? It says direction. If your content lacks direction, warm leads are going to be out of your reach. Right? And by lacking direction, I mean you're making thoughtless posts. You're doing happy Thursday posts, just posts that have no purpose. You're really just putting posts out there just to put posts out there. And once again, in the beginning, if you're just doing this, I'm okay with that, but the beginning shouldn't last forever, especially once you start getting consistent. Now you need to really start getting out of this wrong way of thinking when it comes to your content and start now moving towards what actually matters most, which is once again the right way, which we're going to talk about next, but the right way to go about it is where these warm leads are not out of reach, and now you're writing directly to your audience, right? You're writing the right way, right? Now when you kind of have an intentional content strategy, trust in the warm lead probability increases, right? That's why I kind of put that up there on the upside, right? The scale shifts in that favor there. So that's why we want to really be intentional, and that really means speaking directly to members of your audience. Right? Not feeling like you need to talk to the whole world. When you're selling to everyone, you're selling to no one. Really being specific with what you're writing about, and don't feel like this doesn't really touch on every single person out there. Because if you do that, you're gonna miss, and you're gonna start writing some very, very general content topics. All right. So really, like I said, speak to directly to members to your audience, and that's why if you're being consistent, you're gonna be able to get to everyone. Right? If we're doing consistent as we should be, if you want to post 3, 5, 6 times a week, you'll be able to get to plenty different people in your audience there. So don't feel like each piece has to speak to everyone. Speak directly to certain members, then move on to the next, right? Adding call to actions there. Really now speaking to them and then actually offering help. Don't just speak to them and then just let them leave a rhetorical question for them to just ponder on their own, right? Add a call to action, make it effective so that now you can go ahead and actually start leveraging your content, right? Once again, the right way to do content is that we're actually getting people in our audience to raise their hands. And they don't have to do this every single time. Every single time you put out a post, you have to do a call to action by any means. But at least knowing that this is the overall strategy now is going to help you once again be a lot more clear and have clarity on what you want to write about, because now you're talking to certain people and you have a goal, right? It's a goal-oriented system now instead of just you winging it and just trying to put stuff out willy-nilly, right? So now, once again, this all kind of ties into being intentional. So when you're intentional with your content there, that is when everything changes and you're doing things the right way here. You have an intentional content strategy where you're focused and dialed in on actually having a goal and not just doing these happy Thursday posts, good morning, how's it going posts, right? And you're actually writing to people specifically and now growing the trust, increasing that warm lead probability, all right? So I really wanted to give you guys this kind of quick training here just so you understand what you got going on there, and now use this, leverage it, so now you're not out there wasting your time. It takes enough time to write a post, right? Why don't you just take a little more time, or even just add a little bit more focus, and it's going to help you that much more. And like I said, if you have some kind of a content framework, it's going to help it that much more. So now you know exactly what path to take down, right? How to really address problems and really just offer solutions that are going to help. Have a problem and then offer a promise that's going to really solve that problem right there. Talk to your audience, and not only talk to them, actually help them. The ones who are out here having the most success are the ones who are helping the most people. So jump on that side and start helping as many people as you can, and you will get that good karma in return. That is a guarantee right there, okay? And so, even on top of that too, if you guys need some kind of a content framework or anything like that, feel free to drop a hashtag effective or a hashtag content, and I'll make sure to hook you guys up there. So, like I said, dive in there. I didn't even see, you guys can't see the right way. That says the right way under here, just in case you can't tell. Yeah, I wanted to give you guys some gold here. Like I said, a busy day, Thursday, finish your week off strong. All right, and we'll see you guys next time. Drop a like, drop a like if you liked it. Drop a love if you got some value. Drop a hashtag live if you're watching this live. Hashtag replay, catching the replay. I'll see you guys. Hey, thanks for watching this video all the way through. Make sure you go ahead and like this if you got a ton of value from, which I hope you did. Subscribe to the channel, and absolutely go ahead and join us in our Original Chapters community. Links right down there in the description. And as always, you are designed to become who you choose to be. I'll see you later.